I'm working here today with Rama, and today we wanted to show you the up and down pattern game. This is a basic pattern game that we can use while we're in a tight space or while the dog is stationary. In this game, the dog establishes a pattern of offering attention to the handler without placing pressure on the dog. This is a great game to use if we're waiting in line, waiting at a vet's office, waiting in the car, or in any situation where the dog needs additional structure to process what's going on around him. This can be used as an easy reset if the dog is unable to complete another pattern game. It can also be used in new environments to establish a pattern of offering attention back to the handler before adding motion. If the dog is unable to move past the distraction, we can use the easier stationary pattern of up and down to help the dog process the distraction until it's passed. Let's see what it looks like.
We're going to show you how to play up and down. It is a simple game. We're just going to place a treat on the ground in front of our dog. We're going to wait till he takes the treat and looks up at us. Once he looks up, we're going to mark. Good. He may notice distractions. He just noticed the barking dog, but he reoriented back. Once he offers eye contact again, we're going to continue the game. But as you can see, he's noticing some distractions in the environment. Good. But still continuing to orient back. Good. 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 You see, you saw a car go past. He noticed the car and went right back to playing his game. Good. Good. This will be a good game to use in a very distracting location until we get our dog's attention, then we can transition to another game. Or if we have a small space or we happen to need to stay in one location for some reason, it's a great game to play because it doesn't require much space. So we can also play this sitting down. Doesn't matter if our dog sits or lays down. Here we go. You can continue to play the same way. Good. Once again, noticing distractions in the environment and reorienting back. Good. Good. We just click the second he comes up and looks at us. So he's looking at a distraction. And he came back to look at me. So that's when he gets that other treat on the ground. That's how he can continue that behavior by his own choice. Good. Good. And as he gets better at this game, we can gradually take him to more distracting environments. Back to standing up. Works just fine. Good. Either way, he can continue that pattern. Good. Good. Notice the car again. Good. Still reoriented back. Good.
Here we are playing up and down in a more distracting location. So as you can see, we're playing this at the park on a bench. We could use this if we were possibly going to watch a child's sports game, or if we just wanted to stay in one position at the park and get a little more focus from our dog before we added movement. You can see there's some kids practicing in the background. This is a great game if we wanted to stay in a stationary location. So if we wanted to sit in this location and watch a game or do anything on that bench, this would be a great game to play to help him process what's going on around him. It's also a good place to pause before we walk on and add more movement. Here we are playing up and down at a table. If we happen to be sitting down to eat at an outdoor restaurant, a dog-friendly cafe, or just for a picnic lunch, this would be a great game to play to get a little focus out of our dog. This would help him process any distractions that might be going on around him in the environment so that he can better relax. Could also be a good way to get a little focus out of him if he was going to be around some distracting food, or if he just needed to take a break before we moved on. This is a great game to play. And here we are in the car. Just wanted to show you that this is a great game to play if we are waiting in the car or at any small location. We are just getting a little more focus before we get out of the car. It's a great game to play in that situation if we might have pulled up to a distracting or crowded parking lot. So help him get a little more focus and attention on me before getting out. And here I just wanted to show you what would happen if we're using up and down because another game failed. You see a dog walked by, Rama couldn't quite process it, so he laid down. We're just playing up and down until the dogs pass. And he's actually getting a little sticky, but he's still returning attention back to me to play up and down. We're going to do this before we go into another game, so this is used as a reset. And here we are back at the park again. It is a very busy day. You can see a lot of activity here in the background. So we want to use the easier pattern of up and down to establish a pattern of Rama offering attention back to me before we add movement into the equation. So this is the first game we've used when we walk into the park. He's going to be noticing distractions. He's still able to reorient back to me. You can see I'm just putting a treat down right between his paws in a predictable pattern. And if he can use this initial game, then we'll move into another game with movement. So as you can see, we're moving into ping pong, but we were able to use up and down as our initial game before moving into other pattern games involving movement. Once again, thanks for watching. Have fun with your dogs.